This is Optimal Living Daily episode 2711, How to Sleep Yourself to Success, as in actual sleep, by Kalen Bruce of MoneyMiniBlog.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Welcome to the podcast where I read to you covering personal growth and self-help topics like mindfulness, minimalism, self-care, and more. And we get right to our next article as we optimize your life. How to Sleep Yourself to Success, as in actual sleep, by Kalen Bruce of MoneyMiniBlog.com. Sleep is underrated. It may not feel like that when you're trying to climb out of bed in the morning. That's when you really understand the value of sleep. Yet so many people wake up tired every morning and never change their routine. And that's not you though. You're smarter than that. You read trendy articles about sleeping yourself to success. And we're talking about actual sleep here, not the other kind of sleeping your way to success. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm going to explain the importance of sleep and mostly how to do it well. How to get better sleep. You've likely heard that you should avoid blue light before bed. And obviously you shouldn't be ingesting caffeine in the evening. You may even know that alcohol and heavy meals before bed can reduce sleep quality. And I know what you're thinking. Well, tell me something I don't know. And that's exactly what I plan to do. But first, let me address an issue that is not widely talked about. If you're having issues with sleep, that could mean one of two main things. You're not able to fall asleep and or stay asleep, or you always feel tired when you wake up. Those are very different issues and they require different strategies to handle each one. As I go through this list, I'll try my best to keep both in mind. Number 1, sleep enough, not too much or too little. Just as not sleeping enough can make you tired, sleeping too much can make you feel even worse. To figure out how much sleep you need, try to sleep without an alarm for a week. You can either do this on a vacation or go to sleep quite a bit earlier to make sure you wake up. Of course, you can still set an alarm just to be safe, but try to go to sleep early enough so that you wake up before it goes off. It really helps to go to bed and wake up at the exact same time each day, even on the weekends. You won't feel the need to sleep in because you'll feel refreshed from getting adequate sleep. Number 2, plan around your sleep cycles. The sleep cycle is approximately 90 minutes long, so it's best to sleep in multiples of 90, like 7.5 hours, 9 hours, 6 hours in rare cases. If you tend to feel bad when you wake up, try planning around sleep cycles. If you miss your bedtime, you may be best waiting for the next sleep cycle. For example, if you plan to go to bed at 10 p.m. and wake up at 5:30 a.m., which is 7.5 hours of sleep, but you miss your 10 p.m. bedtime, try waiting for 11:30 p.m. to shoot for 6 hours of sleep. I wouldn't suggest waiting for the next cycle if it puts you getting less than 6 hours of sleep. If you have a hard time falling and staying asleep, just go to sleep as soon as you can. Number 3, make your bedroom a sleep sanctuary. You probably know the importance of sleeping in a dark, comfortable room, but is your room a sleep sanctuary? Your body and mind should only associate your bed with two things, sleep and anything else, reading, playing on your phone, watching TV, etc., should be done elsewhere. If you associate your bed with things that require you to stay awake, your body and mind will automatically want to stay awake when you're lying in bed. Take the TV out of your bedroom, put the book you're reading by your favorite chair, and consider leaving your cell phone in another room. You can buy an alarm clock for a few bucks if you need it, so I use my cell phone as an alarm clock isn't the best reason to keep it in your bedroom unless you only use it as an alarm clock. Everything about your bedroom should promote sleep, from your sheets to the temperature to the curtains and decor. Number 4, take naps wisely or not at all. Naps can make you feel great or they can make you feel worse. Limiting them to 30 minutes or less will generally help their effectiveness, but you may not need naps at all. If you have a hard time falling asleep and you take naps, try to go without them for a while and see if that helps you sleep at night. If you do have a hard time falling asleep and you still want to nap, try to do it before noon. The later the nap, the more your sleep will be affected. And number 5, develop a sleep strategy. If you have a hard time falling asleep, you must develop a strategy. Caffeine should not be ingested after noon and no more than 200 to 400 milligrams before that. Caffeine has a half-life of over 5 or 6 hours for most adults. That means that if you consume 400 milligrams at noon, you still have 200 milligrams in your system 5 or 6 hours later. Nicotine is another stimulant that shouldn't be used with the last hours of the day. Large meals and alcohol right before bed can hinder sleep, but a small snack may actually help you sleep. Try not to consume any liquids in the last few hours before bed to reduce nighttime bathroom trips. And finally, plan the next day on paper before you get in bed. Not only is this effective for productivity's sake, but it'll take all of those thoughts out of your head and help you relax. A sleep strategy will also ensure that you feel refreshed upon waking. With these practices, you should be able to sleep and sleep well. If you're currently taking sleeping pills, try to kick them. They really only help you to fall asleep, and this is also true for natural remedies like sleepy time tea and melatonin. While they can be effective for that aspect, they won't help you stay asleep, and sleep medication may not be worth the side effects. If you do have a hard time falling asleep and you can't fall asleep within 15 to 20 minutes of lying down, don't stay in bed. Get up and go read or do something else that'll make you tired. Then return to bed when you feel ready. It does you no good to stay in bed if you're not falling asleep, and it'll force your body to not associate the bed with sleeping. Sleep and success. You may still be curious as to why this article is titled How to Sleep Yourself to Success. And there's a good reason. Your quality of sleep will directly affect your quality of work, whether work comes in the form of your job, a side hustle, or simply tasks around the house. If you don't sleep enough and sleep well, you'll be functioning at a small fraction of your potential. You just listened to the post titled How to Sleep Yourself to Success, as in actual sleep, by Kalen Bruce of MoneyMiniBlog.com. Thank you to Kalen. I like a good sleep article because I've always been fascinated by sleep. It's something we do for about a third of our lives, but isn't talked about nearly as much as it should, in my opinion. Many people don't even know that you can actually realize you're dreaming inside of a dream and then do things that are physically impossible, like fly. It's an amazing feeling. It's not super easy to do, but I would hope everyone gets to experience that at least once, if not more. If you're interested in that topic, that's called lucid dreaming, and I talked about it way back in episode 50 of this podcast. But anyway, back to Kalen's tips. This was written a while ago, and different tools are now available that can help with what he talked about. For instance, some alarm clocks, although they are on your phone, will actually wake you up when in the right sleep cycle. And funny enough, that's the name of one of the apps, Sleep Cycle. You could try that. There are also tools like Apollo Neuro that use touch vibration that seems to help people fall asleep. So different things to try, but try not to feel overwhelmed by it. That'll likely just make your sleep quality worse. Instead, maybe try one thing and see how it goes. And with that, wishing you sweet dreams and a good night. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.